All right, we're here now to take a deeper look at the new government. Please welcome Israeli attorney and legal advisor to the Israeli Movement for Governability and Democracy, or Meshilut, Simcha Rothman. Simcha, thank you so much. Now, earlier today, Lapid gave up his rotation with Gantz, assuming that a unity government can be formed. What's the significance of this move?
I think it's meaningless. I think it's meaningless because if there was, I think the chances of unity government when Gantz is the first one and Netanyahu is the second one are slim anyway, or non-existent.
Well, even with Netanyahu maybe going first, is that possible?
If Netanyahu goes first, that's not what Lapid said. Lapid says, I'm willing to give away my rotation if Gantz is the first one. So he's basically giving up something that already was sure that he's going to give up.
So then what are they trying to prove with this?
If Netanyahu successfully, one must admit, successfully put the blame on the not forming a government over the heads of blue and white, and now they're trying. I don't think it's such a viable try, but they're trying to push it back to Netanyahu and say, Netanyahu, you are to be blamed because I'm willing to give up the rotation that I never had. So.
Okay, well, let's move on now to kind of another hot topic. Gideon Sa'ar of the Likud, he's taking to Twitter saying, "I'm ready." And people are, of course, taking the bait and asking him, what is he ready for? What is he ready for? Is he ready for third elections or to take over from Netanyahu? What's he ready for?
So the I'm ready came after Netanyahu played with the idea. I don't know if it's a real idea or just a spin, but he played with the idea to have a primary election within the Likud, maybe proving to the left that the Likud is behind Netanyahu. Netanyahu is the head of the Likud, but he is the head of the Likud with no one that ever went against him for the past almost decade.
Well, there have been a lot of speculation as to why,
okay.
but that's another story.
That's another story. So he says, I'm going to do a primary election, and then you will see that the Likud is still, even you're trying to single me out, the Likud is behind me. So Sa'ar said, I'm ready, meaning I'm ready to go against you in a primary election.
Does he have any support?
I don't know. I have to say, for me, I see that as a refreshing thing that there will be election and there will be someone that says, I'm willing to go against Netanyahu, even if he fails. I think it's a good thing for politicians that someone is standing behind him and trying to take over. I think competition is good for business and good for politics. But I think that the chances that Sa'ar will take over the Likud, unless he has some extremely loyal, hidden army, are low. What
about anybody else within the Likud? Assuming that there is, this Likud internal election, that they have these primaries. Aside from Sa'ar, some of the people, Israel Katz was chosen kind of as a
Israel
potential.
Katz announced that he supports Netanyahu.
Okay,
so he's probably not going to run. I think that the only way that someone can take over the Likud is that if Netanyahu will say, I'm not running. If Netanyahu will say, will appoint his leader after him. That's the only way I can think about someone winning primary election in the Likud if Netanyahu is not running. Who knows?
All right, Simcha Rothman, thank you so much for coming in again.